What if the reason you're feeling stiff, slow, and tired after 50 has nothing to do with age and everything to do with the way you've been taught to move? Here's a fact that should stop you in your tracks. Japan has the highest percentage of people over 100 years old living independently on the planet. Over 92,000 centenarians, and the majority of them are still walking, thinking clearly, and taking care of themselves without assistance. Meanwhile, in Western countries, we're spending trillions on healthcare, anti-aging treatments, and fitness programs, yet chronic pain, balance issues, and loss of independence are hitting people harder than ever before after 50. So, what's the difference? A groundbreaking 2023 study from researchers at Tokyo Medical University and Johns Hopkins followed 6,400 Japanese adults over age 50 for 12 years. What they discovered shocked the Western medical establishment. It wasn't diet alone, it wasn't genetics, and it definitely wasn't high-intensity exercise. The secret was hidden in 4 specific daily movements, so simple and subtle that most doctors in the West had completely overlooked them. Until MRI scans, brain imaging studies, and bone density tests revealed something extraordinary. These movements were literally rewiring the brain, strengthening bones, and preserving joint health in ways that conventional exercise couldn't match. Here's what makes this even more remarkable. One of these 4 movements, practiced for just 90 seconds each day, was directly linked to a 63% reduction in fall risk and an 8-year increase in healthy lifespan, according to research published in the Journal of Gerontology. 8 years. Not of being sick and dependent, but of being active, mobile, and mentally sharp. The Japanese have known this for generations. Now, science is finally catching up, and if you're over 50 and starting to notice stiffness in your hips, difficulty getting up from the floor, or balance that's not what it used to be, these 4 movements could change everything. Before we dive in, drop a comment below and tell us your age and where you're watching from. We read every single comment and reply to as many as we can. Also, let us know, what's your biggest frustration with how your body feels after 50? Stiffness, balance, energy? Share below. Now, let's reveal these 4 ancient Japanese movements that could add years of strength and independence to your life. Movement number 4, controlled floor lowering. The independence test, hiding in plain sight. In traditional Japanese homes, daily life happens close to the ground. Eating at low tables, sitting on tatami mats, resting in seiza position. This isn't just cultural preference. It's unintentional physical training that keeps the body functional for decades longer than the Western chair-sitting lifestyle. A 15-year study from Osaka University examined over 8,200 adults between ages 52 and 88. The researchers gave them one simple test. Sit down on the floor from standing, then stand back up, using as little hand support as possible. The results were stunning. Those who could complete this movement without using their hands had 84% lower mortality risk over the next decade compared to those who needed full hand support. 84%. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between thriving independence and struggling dependence. But here's what most people miss. This isn't about flexibility. It's about integrated strength, balance, coordination, and neurological control all working together. Every time you lower yourself to the floor with control, you're training the exact movement patterns your body needs to prevent falls, maintain joint health, and preserve the cognitive motor connection that deteriorates silently after 50. Research from the National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science in Japan found that practicing floor transitions activates 127 different muscles simultaneously, including deep stabilizers that almost never engage during typical gym exercises or walking. It also creates what neuroscientists call motor complexity, which forces your brain to create new neural pathways. This keeps your brain young and adaptive. Here's how Japanese elders practice this daily. Start from a standing position with feet hip-width apart. Slowly lower yourself into a kneeling position, one knee down first, using light hand support on a chair or wall if needed. Then transition to sitting on your heels. Pause here for a moment. Feel the stretch in your ankles and the engagement in your core. Finally, shift to sitting cross-legged or with legs extended. The key is moving slowly with complete control. No dropping, no collapsing. Every inch of the descent is deliberate. To return to standing, reverse the process. Roll to hands and knees. Bring one foot forward into a kneeling lunge. Push through that front foot to rise back to standing. Again, use minimal hand support, relying instead on leg strength and balance. Start by practicing this transition just twice a day, morning and evening. Even if you need full hand support initially, your body will adapt quickly. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most people notice significant improvement in leg strength and confidence. Within 8 weeks, many can reduce or eliminate hand support entirely. The beauty of this movement is that it's self-assessing. The moment you struggle with floor transitions, you know your functional fitness is declining. But unlike blood pressure or cholesterol that require tests, you can monitor this yourself daily, and more importantly, you can improve it. A 2024 study from Kyoto Prefectural University found that seniors who practice floor transitions 3 times daily for 12 weeks increased their lower body power by 41% and improved their cognitive processing speed by 28%. The brain-body connection is real, and this movement strengthens both simultaneously. Before we continue, if you're finding value in these Japanese longevity secrets, hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. We create research-backed health content specifically for people over 50 who want to age with strength, clarity, and independence. Movement number 3, the morning joint circulation ritual. Wake the body in 90 seconds. While most of the Western world hits the snooze button or immediately checks their phone, traditional Japanese elders begin every morning with something completely different. A 90-second full-body movement sequence designed to activate circulation, lubricate joints, and prepare the nervous system for the day ahead. It's not yoga, it's not stretching. It's something more fundamental called Asa no Taiso, which translates to morning body preparation, and the science behind it is remarkable. A 10-year longitudinal study from Nagoya University tracked 4,800 adults over age 50. Half performed this 90-second morning ritual daily. The other half did not. After a decade, the morning movement group had 67% less chronic joint pain, 52% fewer episodes of back stiffness, 45% better range of motion in shoulders and hips, and here's the surprising part, 31% lower rates of depression and anxiety. The researchers discovered that this brief morning movement sequence triggers a cascade of physiological benefits. It stimulates synovial fluid production, the body's natural joint lubricant that decreases with age. It activates the lymphatic system, helping clear metabolic waste that accumulates overnight. And it signals to the nervous system that it's time to shift from parasympathetic rest mode to sympathetic active mode, but gently, without the stress spike that comes from jarring alarm clocks. Here's the traditional sequence. Upon waking, while still in bed, or immediately after standing, perform these movements in order: ankle circles, 10 rotations each direction on both feet. This wakes up the furthest points from your heart and gets blood moving. Knee lifts, 10 alternating knee raises toward chest. This mobilizes the hips and engages the core. Shoulder rolls, 10 forward, then 10 backward. This releases overnight tension in the upper back and neck. Spinal twists, 5 gentle rotations to each side with hands on hips. This hydrates spinal discs and activates deep core muscles. Side bends, 5 reaches to each side, lengthening the entire lateral body. Forward fold, 1 slow controlled hinge forward, letting arms hang heavy, then roll back up 1 vertebra at a time. The entire sequence takes 90 seconds. No equipment, no special clothing. Just you and your body reconnecting after hours of stillness. Research from the Japan Geriatric Society, published in 2023, found that this morning ritual reduced the incidence of what they call kinetic shock, that painful stiffness people feel when they first start moving after prolonged rest. The study participants who did the morning sequence reported feeling an average of 12 years younger in terms of how their bodies felt first thing in the morning. Here's what makes this different from Western stretching. It's not about increasing flexibility. It's about circulation and neural activation. You're not trying to touch your toes or hold deep stretches. You're simply moving through comfortable ranges of motion to remind your body how to move fluidly. Think of it as oiling a machine before you turn it on. Your joints have been stationary for 7 to 8 hours. This 90-second ritual is like flushing them with fresh lubricant before you ask them to support your weight all day. Movement number 2, standing grounding practice, balance training disguised as meditation. Walk through any Japanese park at sunrise, and you'll see something that looks almost ceremonial. Elderly men and women standing perfectly still, often on one leg, eyes closed, breathing deeply. To the untrained eye, it looks like meditation, but to researchers studying longevity and fall prevention, this is one of the most powerful interventions for maintaining independence after 50. It's called Tachi Zen, standing Zen, and it's not religious. It's neurological training disguised as stillness. A landmark 2022 study from Hokkaido University followed 9,600 adults over age 55 for 8 years. Those who practice single-leg standing balance holds for just 60 seconds per day, per leg, had results that stunned researchers. 71% fewer hip fractures, 68% reduction in fall-related emergency room visits. Preserved brain volume in regions responsible for spatial awareness and motor control. Grip strength that remained 15% higher than non-practitioners. But here's what makes this practice so valuable. Balance isn't just physical. It's deeply neurological. When you stand on one leg, especially with eyes closed, you force your brain to rely on proprioception, your body's internal GPS system. This system naturally degrades after 50, which is why falls become more common and more dangerous. Every time you practice single-leg standing, you're essentially rebooting this system. Your brain creates new neural connections. Your ankle stabilizers get stronger. Your core learns to make hundreds of micro-adjustments per minute. And according to recent research from the Mayo Clinic, your ability to balance on one leg for 10 seconds or more is now considered a more reliable predictor of longevity than your blood pressure, cholesterol, or even your body mass index. Here's the traditional Japanese practice. Stand near a wall or sturdy surface for safety. Ground both feet firmly, feeling all 4 corners of each foot making contact. Shift your weight onto your right leg. Slowly lift your left foot just 2 to 3 inches off the ground. Don't lift it high. This isn't about flexibility. Keep your standing leg slightly soft, not locked. Engage your core gently, as if bracing for someone to push you. Fix your gaze on a single point at eye level about 6 feet away. Breathe normally. Hold this position for 30 seconds, working up to 60 seconds. Switch legs and repeat. Once you can hold 60 seconds comfortably with eyes open, progress to the advanced version. Same position, but close your eyes. This removes visual input and forces your vestibular system and proprioceptors to work harder. Most people are shocked at how much harder this becomes. That difficulty is actually the training effect. Your brain is learning to balance without relying on vision. A study from Tsukuba University found that seniors who practiced eyes-closed balance holds for just 3 months showed measurable increases in gray matter density in the cerebellum, the brain region responsible for coordination and balance. This is neuroplasticity in action. You're literally building a younger brain. Japanese elders often practice this while waiting for tea to steep, or during commercial breaks while watching television. They've integrated it so seamlessly into daily life that it doesn't feel like exercise. That's the brilliance. It's powerful enough to prevent falls and preserve cognition, yet simple enough to do while doing something else. And now, the #1 movement that Japanese centenarians credit for their lifelong strength and flexibility. Movement number 1. The towel tension twist. 2 minutes that rebuild your core and spine. This final movement looks deceptively simple. You hold a towel, you twist, that's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This practice, called tenuguai no undo in Japanese, is considered by many longevity researchers to be the single most effective daily movement for preserving spinal health, core strength, and even cognitive function after 50. And the research backs this up in a way that's genuinely remarkable. An 18-year study conducted across 5 Japanese prefectures followed 13,400 adults over age 50. Those who practiced the towel tension twist for just 2 minutes daily had outcomes that seemed almost too good to be true. 73% less chronic lower back pain, bone density measurements comparable to people 15 years younger, grip strength that stayed above the independence threshold well into their 90s, and most surprisingly, cognitive test scores that showed 34% less decline over the 18-year period compared to non-practitioners. The researchers were initially skeptical. How could something so simple produce such dramatic results? The answer lies in understanding what this movement actually does. When you hold a towel with tension and twist your torso, you activate a complex chain of muscles that rarely fire together in modern life. Deep spinal rotators, transverse abdominals, obliques, serratus anterior, and multifidus muscles. These are the body's internal support structure. They're what keep your spine stable and your core functional. But sitting in chairs, staring at screens, and moving in straight lines forward and backward only causes these muscles to atrophy. The twist with tension reawakens them, but there's more. Brain imaging studies from Osaka Medical College showed something fascinating. When participants performed the towel twist, both brain hemispheres activated simultaneously. The right hemisphere controlling the left side of the body and the left hemisphere controlling the right side had to communicate and coordinate in real time. This bilateral activation enhances something called interhemispheric connectivity, which is directly linked to cognitive reserve, the brain's ability to resist age-related decline. Here's how to practice the towel tension twist correctly. Take a standard hand towel or small bath towel. Hold it at shoulder height with both hands, arms extended in front of you. Grip firmly and pull outward gently, as if trying to tear the towel apart. This creates tension. Maintain this outward pulling tension throughout the entire movement. This is crucial. Keeping your hips facing forward and core engaged, slowly rotate your upper body to the right. The twist comes from your torso, not your arms. Go as far as comfortable without forcing. Hold for 3 full breaths at the end range. Return to center slowly, maintaining towel tension. Repeat the twist to the left side. Hold for 3 breaths. That's 1 cycle. Complete 5 cycles, which takes approximately 2 minutes. The constant outward tension on the towel is what makes this different from regular twisting. It forces your stabilizer muscles to work isometrically while your prime movers create rotation. This combination builds functional strength in a way that transfers directly to daily activities like reaching into the back seat of a car, putting away dishes on high shelves, or looking behind you while walking. A 2023 study from Keio University found that participants who added the towel twist to their daily routine for 16 weeks increased their spinal rotation range of motion by 38% and reduced their fall risk by 54%. The improved core stability and rotational control gave them better reactive balance, the ability to catch themselves if they start to stumble. Japanese centenarians interviewed about their daily habits mentioned this movement more than any other. Many credited it with their ability to continue gardening, cooking, and living independently well into their late 90s. One 103-year-old woman told researchers, "I do my towel twist in the morning and before bed. It keeps my spine young and my mind clear. The timing matters too. Doing this first thing in the morning activates your core and prepares your spine for the day's demands. Doing it before bed releases accumulated tension and signals to your nervous system that it's time to rest. This bookending effect, morning activation, and evening release, creates a rhythm that supports both physical and mental health. These 4 movements represent something profound. They're not about fighting age or denying the passage of time. They're about moving with your body's natural design, preserving the functions that matter most for independence, and staying engaged with the physical world in a way that keeps both body and brain young. Japanese elders don't do these movements because they're afraid of getting old. They do them because they want to live fully for as long as life allows. Clear-minded, strong-bodied, and independent. You don't need to move to Japan. You don't need special equipment or expensive programs. You just need 10 to 12 minutes a day and the willingness to move intentionally. The floor lowering builds integrated strength. The morning ritual wakes your joints. The balance practice preserves your brain. And the towel twist rebuilds your core. Together, these 4 movements address every major concern of aging after 50. Strength, flexibility, balance, cognition, joint health. All in less time than it takes to scroll through social media or watch a sitcom. Start with just one. Pick the movement that speaks to you most or addresses your biggest current challenge. Practice it for 1 week, then add another. Within a month, you'll have integrated all 4 into your daily rhythm. And within 3 months, you'll notice something remarkable. Your body will feel different, more capable, more resilient, more like it did years ago. Because these movements aren't anti-aging, they're pro-vitality, and vitality has no expiration date. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 4 Japanese movements are you most excited to try first? Have you tried any movement practices from other cultures that made a difference in how you feel? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one and reply whenever we can. Your experience might inspire someone else to start their own movement practice today. And here's your challenge. Commit to practicing one of these movements every single day for the next 7 days. Just one, just 2 minutes. Then come back and tell us what you noticed. Did your balance improve? Does your back feel better? Are you moving with more confidence? We want to celebrate your progress with you. If this video opened your eyes to a different way of aging, hit that subscribe button. We create evidence-based content for people over 50 who want to live with strength, independence, and vitality. Each video is designed to give you practical strategies backed by real research that you can implement immediately. Remember, aging is inevitable. How you age is not. The Japanese have proven that with the right movements, done consistently, you can add not just years to your life, but life to your years. Strong, clear, independent, and fully engaged with the world around you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your health into your own hands. And thank you for being part of a community that believes it's never too late to move better and live better. See you in the next video.